Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions, Season 2! It has been a while since I last filmed, and it has been really like the first few months, or rather, like the past few months have been really rough, and now we are about to begin the final semester, the last semester I will ever have in school, and I've been like processing a lot of stuff, enrollment and thesis stuff and whatnot, like all the stuff that I have planned for this year, but as I've talked about in the past episodes, it has been really rough, and especially with like the thesis, like the validation of my thesis instrument just taking like really awfully long. I had to go through so many loopholes just to find one more because I've already found two. We needed three, and I wasn't able to like I wasn't able to find a validator until like the week of my birthday, and then it just took me so long, and you know, finishing up like internship papers and everything. Um, and I have been like actively, and I mean actively, trying to avoid going to school because it's just a place, and I mean, I just don't like going to school and being reminded of just a lot of things. So I decided to deactivate. I would still check up if there's like any important updates. And then I just came back like just in time for enrollment because I was the class representative of the section. So like most of the official communication goes through me. So it adds to like the stress that I have been dealing with, like a lot of the emotional baggage that I have had since arguably the turning of the new year. And March is about to begin, and actually in a few days we're going to begin our final semester ever. And with that, the planning of the annual journalism seminar and our documentary, but um I actually like learned earlier. I just thought like you know how I had God, it's so hard like talking about him and referring to him as like a former friend. Like it's just hard to think, oh, we used to be close. Now we don't even talk. Like it's not that I don't like talking to him. I really do, but like just the other day, like I saw he got published. Like he like his article was published in like a national journal, and I was like, "Oh my god, he actually did it." And I remember him telling me that he was going to be so busy this year that you know, that it doesn't know if he could still reply to my messages with how random and just constantly off the rails it is. And then I blocked him for my sake, because I know that if I do, I won't be able to stop. And it's happened time and time and time and time and time again. Like, it's just happened so many times that, you know, it's, I would say, like, it's just become like second nature to me at this point, you know? It just happens, I guess. And now I couldn't even, like, all I could say to him, like, I went there last Monday to, you know, do my enrollment papers and everything, and I found out earlier that day about the journal article, about his article, and I was so proud. Like, I was just legitimately emotional. Like, I was so overwhelmed with emotions. I wanted this for him so bad. And I was like, God, I'm so just absolutely proud of this man. Like, how can I not be proud of all that he's done and the hard work, you know? Like, a lot of that has finally bore fruit, you know? And I saw him later that day, and I bought him like a small Toblerone, like just a small little Toblerone on the way to school, because there was a convenience store in front of our subdivision and everything. And I wrote him a note, because I brought like sticky notes with me, and I said in there, oh, I'm so happy for you, I'm so proud of you, I will always be proud of you, congratulations on the publishing of your article. And then I signed it with my nickname, of course, the nickname that I gave myself, to refer to us as like really best friends, you know? And I felt shy, like I felt like I was being too much of a bother. And since I've deactivated, I've just thought like, okay, it's, yeah, it's probably deactivated, but like I just also found it strange. Like earlier today, I found it strange that he replies to my classmates' messages, and then I check my messenger, and the, like, it says the person is unavailable on Messenger. And like, I was about to go to school. I just printed out some papers that I had to get signed and reviewed for the continuation of my thesis. And like, when I saw these messages, it was like in our internship GC. I had earphones on, and I just felt sad. Like, I was there like waiting for a ride going to school, because I usually don't walk there, but like going to inside the campus, I usually just ride a tricycle, and then, you know, just get off at my department, you know, my department building. And my classmates was like urging me, girl, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But I was at school, and it needed to be passed by 12. So I was like, no, I can't. It's just, you know, it's crazy. I mean, I can't do that. I'm at school. I'm doing my thesis right now. Like, it's just crazy. So, uh, but it also felt like what I was waiting for quite some time to get a ride to school. I mean, to get inside the campus, and when I saw that, I just like felt like it's not really a tinge, I would say. Like, just the wave of sadness just comes crashing to you, and it's usually like that, you know, like how do I describe this? Like, it really comes at you in such random circumstances. I mean, you can't really do anything about it. And it's just sad to see, you know. I mean, it's just like you just constantly have this feeling of loneliness that you just can't put thoughts on, I mean, words into. And honestly, that's why I've been doing this podcast and, you know, writing the blog and writing just a lot of writing my experiences, from poems to essays to music, yeah. And when I saw him that day, when I saw him at school for like the first time in, I don't know, 2 weeks, because I didn't go to school for quite some time because it was break. It was our semestral break after all. When I saw him, and we just smiled at each other, and I said, I said, I'm trying to like hold my emotions, but every time I talk about it, it makes me sad. And for so long, I wanted to avoid him. Thank God I actually did somehow. He's not the one handling our journalism seminar. I would have loved for him to handle us, but he has told me before about him not handling it. It's such a sad it's just a sad note to like start on, you know. I mean, I've already know, like, but what about the others? Like, I think they were actually surprised that he's not gonna handle our journalism seminar this year, but part of it I also understand. Part of it, you know, I mean, if I was still his friend, I would just let him keep running, you know, keep going. Because you're so close, and I am close to the finish line. Like, you know, and Like, when I think of it, and like when I see him, it just reminds me of just all the things that could have gone a little better, you know. I'm not like an all-knowing person. I'm not good with I'm not good for the most part. Like, I try my best, but I'm not good at everything. Okay, like, I can do everything, I'm just not good at it. And, you know, and just being at that place, just sitting there, even if like for the most random things that I could possibly think of, even when I have like academic stuff that I have to, you know, like work on, it still, like, the place, that very small place, is just a painful reminder of, like, just a lot of memories that, even though, you know, it was not like as grand as, like, you know, best friends hanging out on the beach. It wasn't grand. Like, the way we spent, I mean, the time we spent together was not as grand, but it was just really important. And I can still remember very vividly, like, that time when I wanted to go home so bad. I just wanted to, like, ask one of my profs if we're gonna have classes on her time, and I just like, oh god, I want to go home. I was just like so painfully, and I was just drained. This was during our photo shoot, so it was for finals, and I went to school, and yeah, I just went in and like asked, oh, do we have class? No. And then I immediately just went home, and then I saw him. Okay, I saw him, but he was wearing headphones, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna bother. And then I was just simply walking away, and the next thing, I turn back and I see him outside, and I was just like, oh no, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home, and like, now, like, it's annoying. It's annoying, yes. But it's annoying, and it's like part of me actually thought like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. I mean, come on. I'm just like, I'm just so stressed. I just want to go home, man. Like, just let me sleep, let me rest. And here you are, you actually ran after me from like the faculty room up until like our grandstand, like the grandstand path at the back. And we just talked for like some time, and then our his senior profs came, and It was just so funny, like, we were just caught there in broad daylight. And what a bad excuse he came up with. Saying that he was just gonna go to the convenience store but he doesn't have any money, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, I saw them first and he was talking to me. I was like, damn, hey, 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 look behind you. And but then I said to him, like, you know, you are just a total idiot. And I was just face palming. I was thinking, like, why the hell is this man actually running after me? I am not. Like, I am not someone worth running. Like, were his shoes, like, we're running to, I guess. There wasn't worth a run, I said to him. But he said to me, well, I mean, I was just, you know, like, we're friends. Of course I run after you. You're one of the people that I really hold dear to my heart, and you know, haven't, like, it's not that I don't have friends, it's just that the loneliness is just so imminent and ever present that it's hard to, like, you know, like, grasp the feeling and the desire to, like, have such a tight-knit friendship and, like, a such tight-knit friendship group. It's not because that's what I want. It just feels like I'm a little at ease, you know? Because I love being around people. I thrive in social settings, you know? I love communicating with people. But there is also that hint, that deep yearning for something that you cannot even comprehend for the most part. Like, you know, like, you just feel this deep tinge down in your heart, and you're trying to, like, search for that, for someone or something that would fulfill, like, that loneliness within you. Like, it was never about friends, I guess. Like, and especially in this particular thesis, you know, working on it solo, can't really bother my profs about it, you know, all that stuff. It's hard. Like, I wouldn't want to wish this on anyone. It's just absolute tragedy to be in a situation similar to mine. And now that you've lost your friend who was with you and who saw everything from the ups and downs of the past year, and now you don't even talk. It's just, I've been crying since New Year's Day. I kid you not. I've been just really feeling down since the new year began. Because I want him to, like, reach all of, you know, like, his dreams so bad, but at the cost of, like, losing the bond that we had. And now you're just looking on at each other and, like, you can't even bring yourself to, like, be there for them. They can't be there for you at your most important time. You're just there. Like, I always, like, try to say to him that I am always here. I'm always here, like, cheering you on from the sidelines, I guess. I'm, like, I may not... I told him in the letter that I gave him earlier that I love you as a friend, and I will always, always have love for you, and I told him that. And it's just so hot. I mean, in the past few episodes, I've been talking about the grief of losing a friend, and I'm trying to, like, articulate my thoughts about this whole situation, but it's still hard to come to terms with. It's even worse than the ditching. Like, when I got ditched by my now former thesis advisor. And, you know, I can't do anything about that because we're never friends, and I've made peace with that. I've already put it behind. I just joke it around. I mean, I just joke around about it, like, oh, I got ditched, and oh god. Like, stuff like that. I just joke around now. But now I could not. Because here's the thing, he actually knew. He was aware, and he knew everything about, like, what happened to the ditching. He even was the one to give me a heads up that I might be ditched. I just didn't know if it was going to be true or not. And I took it so hard that I was crying for months on end. And I think to myself, oh, maybe I am that bad of a person, like, is the way that I do things, like, awful? Am I an awful person? I think that I have a lot of insecurities and self-doubt, and I told him that, why me? I mean, out of all the people that he could have ditched, it was me. And it was just so hard. Because I was actually looking forward to the day, you know? I was looking forward to it. And he knew everything. He even knew, like, my entire internship journey because he was my advisor. But more than that, he was a friend that I was so excited to, like, talk about my internship, talk about my journey, and, like, even with how long it took me to finish it, I was still excited because I just could tell him everything, you know? And he told me before that, you know, when you blocked me, I just thought I was just gonna email you, but I I kind of decided against it because I knew you'd still be devastated. You'd still, like, just feel heartbroken. Oh god, not again! And this is why I kind of not like talking about him. In the past few episodes I've tried, and I just keep getting emotional when I talk about it, you know? Because it's been that hard. Like, sure, it's not a loved one, yeah. And I haven't, like, cried this much over a teacher, you know? I mean, I did! I've cried multiple times because of my teachers, but this was definitely the one that hit the most. And now that our second semester is about to begin, and he doesn't teach us anymore, well, I feel glad. It's just not the same anymore. I don't know if he would still be there on our journalism seminar. I hope he does. I hope he watches us. You know, that even without him, we could still do our very best. All that stuff. Just the thought of, like, doing the journalism without him. And it's finally real. It makes me terribly sad. And I've never been, like, this close with someone, and never has, like, the effort I've been given reciprocated this much, you know? I don't know if he's angry at me. I don't know if I'm bothering him. I just think, like, oh god, I'm such a bad friend. But I also can't stop him, you know? He's wanted this so much. He's just wanted this so much, and I can't do anything about it. I have to support him, you know? I just have to, like, say, you can do this. I just have to cheer him up. But then I think, who would do that to me? Because he was the one that constantly cheers me up. He's the one that constantly just says, you don't have to change. You're good as you are. You're intelligent. You're an amazing singer-songwriter. You're good as you. And I don't know if I could even call him by the nickname that I used to call him. And I've given... Here's the thing. I've given back the keychain that I used to have on my phone. Like, hanging on my phone to him. That same day that I gave, like, the little Toblerone. I don't know if he ate that. Hope he did. And I saw him earlier and I just tried to not glance at him. Because every time I do, it just reminds me of so many things. It just reminds me that, oh god, this used to be my best friend. And that hurts, like, you're there and you're constantly served a painful reminder of everything that you used to do together. And sure, we're not, like, in a relationship or anything, but the friendship is there, the bond was there, and it was purely platonic. I just don't like people saying that it's a malicious it's not a malicious kind of friendship. It was really genuine and intimate, like in the sense of that we've shared a lot of things between each other, things that most people don't even know, like the struggles of my internship, you know. I've been open about things, and I have been especially open with, you know, my friendship with him. But that's because the friendship that I had with him is just like the best one I have ever had in my life. I just couldn't trade it for anything else. And that's why it's been so hard for me to take all of this and just try to let go. It's that hard. I don't know if I am going to actually make it through this. I did enroll, but I don't know anymore, like it just deeply hurts. And I couldn't deny that he was my friend. He is still my friend. And that will never change, no matter what people say. Like, I respect his relationship, he respects mine. I've talked about, you know, his relationship multiple times. I mean, his and my relationship both times. I mean, multiple times rather. We have been open about it, you know. And I just think that maybe I would have to do this without one of the most important people. Oh no, not again. Yeah, I guess I have to do this with one of the most important people I've probably ever had in my life. Now, like, virtually disappeared. And not in the sense that, you know, literally dead. But a rift has been created. And you're not able to jump over that rift. Like, it's broken like a fault line, you know? And I know a lot of people have experienced friendships like this. Like, the most intimate, the most genuine friendships they could possibly ever experience. But this was mine. And this is still mine. And I just couldn't, like, I just couldn't trade it for anything else. It's hard to do it because it's really just like, although we bicker a lot, we joke around a lot, like, there's just so many things that we shared. There's just so many achievements that I celebrated with him or he celebrated with me, that I just couldn't take it away. It's never hot. It's never easy to take that all away. And I wish people understood that between our friendship. I just wanted to have a friend that I could like tell about my random day with the most randomest of topics that I could possibly bring up. That's what I want. And he came through so hard. And it was indescribable. Like, people do not understand, and I wish they do, and I wish they did. I was not going to like have a relationship with a man who's obviously in a relationship. Come on, I'm not an idiot. I just can't lose a friend that I am about to lose. Like, you don't have to. I mean, you can't knock a man who's already down, they said. It's just been hard. Like, and I wish people understood that. Like, no, it's why I told myself, like, I can't lose this man. Because he has been just the kindest person I've ever met. I've never met someone who will do things for me. Because I would always be the one doing things for them. It just felt so nice to have that effort reciprocated, As someone who always constantly gives in the effort. The one that always cheers people up, but there's no one to cheer her up. You just wanted to have a friend like that. Even if they're a bit older than you, and even if they're of the opposite gender. We're just best friends, that was it. We're just friends who bicker. We're just friends that have a very sibling-like bond. That was it. I was never going to be a homewrecker, I would say. It's just that he was a friend that had seen me at my worst, seen me at my best, and loved me for it, no matter what the season, no matter how much I kept ranting about things to him. And that this new beginning without him, I will try my best to push myself forward, even if it hurts. Like, he said to me when I told him I was gonna miss him. I told him, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna find someone like me who will talk you down and just, be brutally honest with you. What would you do? He said to me, well, I'll keep fighting, I guess, because you're my mentor. And that ends tonight's Midori's Midnight Sessions, and I would like to thank you all so much for all the love and support that you have given this podcast. You have given Midori's Morning Sessions, which you can read on the link in the bio. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook as well. And yeah, thank you so much for all that you have done to Midori's Midnight Sessions. I'll see you next time.